Have you ever wondered if there's more to life than what you are experiencing? If you're like most people, you live in a state of consciousness way below that which is possible. But the good news is you can attain the highest level of consciousness with proper guidance. Experiential research shows that there are 5 levels of consciousness, and most people live in the first 3. Few people live in the 4th, and fewer people even live in the 5th. But you can live in the 5th level, 4th level, any level that you so desire. Let's go through the 5 levels of consciousness and see if you agree. The first level, waking sleep, is a state where your body is doing one thing and your mind is thinking of something else. For example, like driving down the road, you might be thinking about what you're going to do when you get to your destination. And the bad thing is, when you get to your destination, you've forgotten a lot of the places that you passed, and you don't remember having even passed them. Or you might be walking down a flight of stairs and thinking about a conversation that you had with your boss maybe an hour ago. Waking sleep, la la land. Another example is reading a book and not remembering what you've read after you've read it. Sometimes this is called mindless reading. Many people do this. This is where most of us are most of the time. We're walking and thinking about something else. Driving, reading, most anything that we can do, our mind is not in tune with what the body is doing. The second level of consciousness is called absorption. Absorption is where you lose consciousness of the body, but you're absorbed in whatever you're looking at, whatever you're engrossed in. For example, like if you're at a movie and you become one with the screen, one with the actors in the movie, your heart is beating faster, your palms are sweaty, you're in the action, you have no recollection, no awareness of the people around you. Maybe the child kicking the seat behind you, the people coming in and out of the theater. You're absorbed in the movie. Third level of consciousness is that of attention. When you were in school, the teacher may have said, "Pay attention." And what the teacher was referring to was, look at what the subject is. Concentrate. Be very attentive to the situation. In attention, you recognize that there is space between you and a tree, for example, and that the tree is an object and you are the subject. You are vaguely aware of the body. You're looking at the tree, or maybe an ant or a bug or an insect on the tree, and you're attentive to that situation. Attention is probably the highest level that 99% of the people on earth achieve. And that takes effort. A waking sleep, absorption take no effort. Hence, this is why most people are in those 2 lower states of consciousness. It takes effort to be attentive. The 4th level of consciousness, known as awareness. Awareness is when you are in tune with the environment. The sun, the birds flying overhead, the sounds of crickets, the crunching of the grass as you walk, toe to heel, the swinging of your arms, the air breezing over the skin. You're in tune with everything that's around you. Not only that, but you're attuned to your body, your breathing, what you're feeling, emotionally, physically, mentally. So all those things are included in awareness. In other words, the environment, the experience comes to you in awareness. You accept things as they are. That doesn't mean that you don't react actively. You're not passive in awareness. If there is something that needs to be looked at, you look at it. If you hear, for example, a baby cry, you go to see if there's something wrong with the baby. If someone needs help, you go help them. So awareness is that state of consciousness, higher than attention, that's a little bit harder to maintain, because once in awareness we fall back into attention, back into waking sleep, back into absorption, and it's very easy to stay in those two first levels. Bring yourself up, bring yourself back up into awareness, and beyond awareness there is pure awareness. Pure awareness is an expansion of awareness, so to speak. An expansion of your consciousness out into the universe. How do you become purely aware? You might experience pure awareness if you think about your body as being made up of molecules, atoms, subatomic particles, on and on and on into smaller and smaller infinity, to the smallest particle, infinitely small. Keep that image and then go up into the sky, beyond the universe, beyond the planets, beyond the stars, in your imagination. Keep those two thoughts, those two imaginary visions of smallness, infinitely small, and largeness, infinitely large. And let your consciousness expand out into the open space, open universe. And as you do that, you will become in touch with everything. And you'll come to the realization, not the experience, but the knowing that you are one with everything. You are in touch, you are connected with the All, God, your Creator, whatever you want to call it. It is an experience beyond the experience. It is a knowing that you are one with everything. So please come and join us